welcome back to I Sew with Joy. Today I'm going to show you how to make a smiley face or an emoji face pillow, and these are just so easy. You're going to be able to find these stencil pieces on my website, so be sure to go check it out at isewwithjoy.com. For this, I'm actually using a yellow piece of fabric. I got a fat quarter from, a fat quarter from Walmart.com. But you don't need to use a yellow fabric. If you use any color fabric, they're smiley faces and they're for emojis. Who says they have to be yellow, right? Okay. So I'm using this, and I also have some faux leather pieces for the face and the mouth. So that's what I'm also going to use for this as well. Now, these are the options I currently have available on my website. And today I'm going to be doing this one here with the cool sunglasses. Why? Because it's warm today where I live. And I know for a fact I need sunshades. So come along, let's go ahead and get started. First, you're going to place the stencil on your fabric. Right there where it says fold line, you want to make sure the fabric is folded so that you can get a full circle. This is approximately an 8-inch smiley face, a smiley emoji. If you want something bigger, you can make the adjustments accordingly. Obviously, you will also have to adjust the sizes of the other pieces that come with it if you decide to do that. Anyways, you want to cut out 2 pieces of that, put it aside, and now cut out the stencil. I'm just using faux leather because it's what I have left over, and I'm using a smaller pair of scissors because it just protects my fingers from getting cut. You don't have to do that, but that is what I recommend. And also remember to pin the piece to the fabric, or you risk it moving around when you're trying to cut it, because again, these are smaller pieces. If you're doing these with kids, I recommend an adult does the cutout just to make sure it comes out the way you want it to look. Here I am just measuring to make sure I'm centering the glasses, and you'll see where I made a mistake later on, because while I centered the glasses, I failed to center to line it out straight, so it does look slightly off, but it still looks cute. You'll see the final results. And I'm doing the same thing with the mouth to make sure it's centered. And, you know, once everything gets done, you'll see what it looks like. You know, I've never noticed that the cool face emoji does not have a nose, which is odd, but it's still pretty interesting. That only occurred to me while I was doing this. Anyways, so first things first, you want to hem those pieces, stitch them down to your fabric. Now you're only doing this on one side, not on both sides, so remember that. And you want to stitch as close as possible to the edge. So I would say maybe about 1.125 inch allowance. Next, you're going to take the second piece and now put it over. Now, depending on the type of fabric you're using, you want to always make sure right sides are facing each other. So the side facing me right now is the outer side, or the side that will eventually end up inside. Next, I'm going to pin this all down so that I can sew it together, and I also will need to have an opening to stuff it with. I prefer to put the opening on the bottom because I can more easily hide the closure area there when that is completed. Now, obviously for this, I wanted you to see what I'm doing, but if you were doing this, you will want to use a yellow thread when you're done, just so that it keeps it, you know, it kind of hides the stitches a little bit. Now you're just going to sew this around, and again, leave the allowance so that you can stuff your pillow. Once done, take off your pins, and you are ready to go turn it inside out. I have a little piece of wood that I keep. It's actually meant for this, but I use it to just make sure all the edges are fully poked out. And you can iron this. You guys know how I feel about ironing, so that was not going to happen here. Now, I have this box of like fabric scraps, and I just decided to use them as stuffing because I didn't feel like going to pick up my pillow that I typically use for stuffing stuff. So here I am just stuffing away, and depending on how you want your pillow to look, you can stuff it a lot or you can stuff it a little bit. You know, I wanted it to look full, and here I didn't have enough pieces, so I had a larger piece that's like all edges, and I decided, hey, you know. So once you're done stuffing, you're going to stitch that part together. Make sure you stuff it all the way down so that you're able to have enough room to do your stitching, and you want it to fit under your machine. So that's what I did. Obviously, it also means that you're going to have to hold it a little bit. For this part, if an adult is available, I would recommend an adult do it, because I'm kind of, if you notice there, I'm kind of holding, applying some pressure so that the stuffing doesn't come out and it's kept to the side so I can finish this stitch. And that's all you do. You can just redistribute it once done. This is what it's supposed to look like, and this is what it is. Love it. I can't wait for my daughter to see it when she gets home.